to be with me because I've been gone all day. Hey, everybody. Welcome on in. It's good to see we've already got Melfina's Magic, Donna here,
I can
and
see
Bambi
Donna.
and Kathy. I love that. That reminds me of Romper Room.
Right?
I
I,
see
I
Lori.
that's how I recognize people. And Kathy's here and Amber.
My guest tonight, as you guys see, is Lori, the Armchair Chef. I am just,
Hello.
oops. I was just going to say, I'm going to go make sure that I don't get an echo. And there it went.
I don't think I have one here. I'm just listening to you. I got the TV.
No, that was because on YouTube, I had a tab open for YouTube so that I could go and make sure that I'm on live chat and not top chat so I can see everything.
Yeah.
And I will change it before we come in here, but half the time that I do that, it switches it back. So I have to do it.
Yeah.
After
I muted. It would have been playing, but I muted it.
Yeah. And you can't mute it beforehand. So
yeah.
I'm like, come on, really? Just let me mute beforehand. Now I got it. There we go. Yes, baby. Come here. Come here. Come here. I'm moving the hook. She's seeing my hook and she's like, I know I can't walk on that. Come here. There we go. Got the other co-host now. Welcome in, everybody. Hi to Crystal's Crochet Cubby Hole. Welcome.
Oh, Crystal. Hello.
Hi, Keith's Crochet and More. Welcome on in. As I was saying before I had the echo and had to go turn it off, tonight's guest here is Lori from the Armchair Chef. Her and I have been trying to get this figured out for the last couple months, so it is so good to finally have you here.
Oh, fun to get in here and chat. I haven't done a live for a while. This is fun. Yeah, get to see people and actually talk to them instead of at them.
Yeah, I saw you on Robin's.
Oh yeah.
And that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, she's fun.
And then I asked my subscribers, like I told you, if who they would like me to ask. And your name was in there. I've sent some emails, but people haven't, I'm guessing they haven't seen them yet because they haven't responded. So I'm hoping to hear from Thriss. I sent her one. I have another one I need to send out. But anyway, we are here tonight with you. And Kalua. Kalua is the other co-host. For those who don't know, hi Melissa, welcome in. It's good to see you here as well. For those who don't know, I've been waiting to have a surgery and I've been waiting to be approved, and I've been jumping through hoops for this really nasty office woman to send it all into insurance. And she's like, you got to have this and this and this, and your weight's got to be stable for 3 months. And I've got chronic pancreatitis, for those who don't know, and that makes it hard to have a stable weight. I'm having a paniculectomy. I guess I should have said that so you understand why all the hoops. And I told her, I said, just send it in and see what insurance says. My insurance doesn't usually need everything everybody else's does. You need this. And then my last weight went up because I was weighed somewhere else. And their scale always puts me up. And she's like, nope, now you got to wait 3 more months. And I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, the scale weighed me higher. And it happened to be at the hospital there where I'm going to have this done. Well, our scale weighs a person's weight exactly what it is. They're all set that way. I'm like, yeah, really, everyone in the whole entire, all the offices, everything. And I told her, I said, it doesn't matter. You're looking at the weight from my doctor, and then you're looking at the weight from there that weighs me 3 to 5 pounds higher. So it doesn't matter. I'm like, you should be looking at my next weight from my doctor. And then She's like, okay, well, when do you see him? I said, like in a week and a half. Okay, we'll see what his is. So she gets it, and the next day, insurance approved it. I mean, not even 24 hours later.
Great. That's great.
So I'm like, so it's been a whirlwind week because that got put in on Monday, and then she called me Tuesday, and then she said, well, we can get you in for pre-surgery testing on Thursday if you can get here, and it's 3 hours away, especially now with construction. And I was like, I don't think my husband can get the day off, but I'll see. She said, well, if you don't, you got to wait till July 27th. So we got there because now hopefully I'll be having my surgery around the time that I would have had to wait. But anyway, tonight's not all about me. So I just wanted to get that
out. Well, we had
there.
to catch up on all the excitement you had today. We have to know what's going on.
Yeah, that's why Kalua wants to be close to her mommy tonight, because she hasn't been on. Like, she's been my co-host. Everybody has named her that for the 2 years I've been on here. But lately she hasn't been like wanting to be here when I'm sitting here, talking. But today she's just like, okay, mama's home. She was gone. So they're always like that after I have to go down there for something, because they're home alone for 6 hours then. And they're used to me being here all the time. So anyway, we are here to ask questions for Lori. So
yeah, ask me. Ask me something.
I did ask people to, give me questions to ask you, but nobody gave me any. So
they don't want to know. They already know me. They don't want to know.
Well, the one question that I ask everybody is, why did you decide to start on YouTube? And how did you get your name?
Oh, okay. Well, okay. First, the Armchair Chef thing. That came up a few years ago. I watch a lot of cooking shows, and all the cooking shows, Food Network, all that. And so I could tell you how to cook, but I don't cook. So I'm like an armchair quarterback. I'm an armchair chef. I can tell you how to do it because I've seen people do it, but I can't do it. So that's why I picked Armchair Chef.
That's cool.
And I wasn't even crocheting back then. I do so many different things. I get a little interest in something and I just go with it, and it gets to be a big deal, So then I was on Facebook forever, and then I don't know why I went to YouTube, probably looking for something to fix something, because I go look for videos when we have problems to try to fix the car or the house or something. And I stumbled on some videos, and I found somebody that I know that was doing videos from high school. And I thought, oh, wow, let me watch her. So I was watching her do her stuff, and I'm thinking, damn, I could do that. So I made a video. So I could do that just as bad as she does. So, why not sit here and talk to myself? I think I'm funny, so I just laugh at myself if nobody else watches.
Well, you have quite a few viewers, so I know.
Well, you know what? I got crystal bombed, and it helped. Some people decided they liked me and stuck around. And the one thing that I've noticed that's kind of disappointing is that since I've been posting up my Pride stitch markers every day, I lost like 25 viewers.
You're not the only one. You are not the only one. Real quick, Ambi said something, I can give you some now. I'm not sure who she's talking to, but okay. Scraptastic Crocheter came in. Hello, how are you today? She says, and hello back. Another yarn is here. She says, I made it.
And Shannon, is that Shannon's another yarn?
And this is my first time meeting her, so I don't know.
She's in my mystery yarn challenge, but she's new, so I'm like, I think it's Shannon. I try to associate their name with my email so I know who they are in real life.
She says, so happy I turned on notifications.
Awesome. Good.
And then Donna says, Southerly is done. No problems and new paints. Okay. And Ambi says, oh my goodness, I'm sure that's to your losing subscribers. She said some questions. She said, I can give you some now. Some questions.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I usually say, and I didn't even think of it tonight because I am just so getting myself recentered now that I'm home. But welcome in, everybody. I did not do that. And also, let us know what you're working on and what's in your cup. Those are the other things I always ask you guys. So, um, again, welcome, everybody. I'm just overwhelmed right this minute. All of a sudden, sorry. Um, what did I want to? Oh, the pride. I was talking to Kaylin last night from Kay's Crochet Haven, and she said the same thing, that because she's supporting Pride Month and she shows the Advent, she does the same thing. She shows the stitch markers every day. That she was looking at her chart, and it said -16, that she had lost 16 people, but when she counted, she said it was only like 9, but she couldn't believe that, she was losing people. And I had told my husband about that today, and he said, you know what? They're people you probably don't want there anyway.
That's my point. It's like they don't want to be here. That's fine. They can go watch somebody else. I don't want 800,000 people, because then I can't talk to them.
Right.
I couldn't even respond to people if I had that many. I can respond to people, and you can
Right.
interact with them when you don't have 10,000 or 20,000.
Yeah, that's why, like, when I do my videos, I don't do the whole please like, subscribe, all of that, but I did, recently say, if you could give me a thumbs up, leave something, so I'm, the algorithm, I'm at least somewhere in there. But right now it would be nice if maybe I could get monetized at some point in time. But from what I understand, they keep changing everything anyway.
They're lowering it to 500.
They are.
Yeah, I subscribed to some guy that posts video stuff, and they said they're lowering it, and you have to have views higher, not watch hours, views, and they lowered the subscription to 500, I think.
They probably won't offer it to me then. I don't think I get enough.
3,000 views, I think.
Wow.
I don't know in what time frame.
Okay.
But the lives get you a lot. I notice more people will show up and come to the lives than
I try to do at least 2 a month if I can, but I can't schedule them, and I can't be like other creators who are like 2 or 3 a week. I'm like that. I can't do that. So, Donna, correct, she said surgery's done. And then another yarn says my MYC 623 project.
That's my monthly mystery yarn challenge.
Okay.
And she's in that. I have 24 people in May, and I have a dozen and a half people in June that are starting the project. So
wow. One of these days I want to try it, but I don't have the time right now. So Crystal's Crochet Cubbyhole, welcome in. She says, I have been losing a couple of subscribers every day this week. Not sure what is going on there.
I was under the impression from somebody that it's not always the person unsubscribing, that maybe YouTube is doing it.
Yes, I know that because I've been kicked off of some channels.
I was kicked off of somebody, and I didn't know I wasn't getting their stuff till I went to look. And then
right, that's what I've seen. Yeah. I'm not getting notifications, and like they showed up on. I have my personal name because I had that before I started my channel. And so when I sign on every day, it goes to my personal one first, and then I have to move it over to this one. So I was in the process of doing all that, and then I saw somebody, and I'm like, oh, I haven't seen, notifications from her, in a long time. And then I looked, I'm like, wait a minute, it says I'm not subscribed. So yeah, I've had that happen at least to four different people over the last like 2 years.
I want to ask somebody a question. Crystal, I want to ask you, how did you do with Bod's Afghan you made for her? Did she already have the second auction and auction your blanket off? Because I didn't see a second auction from her yet. Let me know.
Is that Who is
Crystal's Cubbyhole.
Crystal's?
She did one
Okay.
of Bod's. She commissioned one of her Afghans to make.
Awesome.
I thought that was exciting.
Scraptastic Crocheter says, I'm working on a seal and tea shawl in a twister yarn from Hobie. Had a few ciders after a very busy day. Switched 2 rooms in the house. Awesome. We got to do some switching here in the house before I have my surgery because we have to move a recliner into this room for me because they say that after having this surgery done, most people sit in a recliner because it's easier to get in and out of. And they sleep
Probably.
there too because they can't like lay flat on their back or, roll over or anything. Ambi says, with YouTube videos, what makes you subscribe and what turns you off? Oh, she's starting to ask questions. Okay.
Oh, I have like 600 channels I subscribe to because I subscribe to everybody that joins my challenge, whether they have an active channel or not. I subscribe to their thing. And then I go out and look at content, but I can't watch them all. I will watch people that have videos less than 40 minutes or so. If it's a live that's really long, I won't watch it because it's got so much filler and dead time in it without real content. I don't have time to watch it.
Right.
I really don't.
I've been trying to make mine shorter because last night I did an hour. I haven't done that in a long time. So I'm trying not to do that anymore.
Even when I do mine, they get real long because I start chatting with people and we're talking about something, and then somebody who's watching it later may not even be interested in that. So yeah, they may not watch the whole thing because, we're talking about weight loss or we're talking about the post office or something.
When it comes to live, I tend to skim through them to, see, but I can't watch them from beginning to end.
Yeah, I can. And then I don't get the chat sometimes. So that frustrates me even more because people are talking to the chat and I don't know what they're saying. So
exactly. That drives me nutty.
That turns me off completely. So
Scraptastic Crocheter says, I need watch hours and views for that. Have enough subscribers. Okay. Crystal says, I working on wildflower shawl, following rich textures crochet, and I am drinking mocha coffee. Yum. And I miss Donna set up here. She's drinking water, crocheting Little Man's Blanket, which is a gorgeous blanket.
Yes, it is. I seen it. She was showing it in her video she did today.
Another yarn says, I lurked for months. You lurked where for months? Just asking. With Lori or with me? Just curious. I'm losing. Ambi says, I just lost a few herself, as in viewers. Lisa said, supper time, got to go. Sorry I missed you, Lisa. I hope you come back sometime soon.
Well, maybe she'll watch the replay and we'll say, okay, Lisa, have a nice dinner.
Maybe. She comes in and does my cals with me.
Oh, does she? Great.
Yeah. Scraptastic Crocheter says, I am beautiful. Oh yeah, because I forgot to say that. If you guys want to drop your links, I changed it to I am beautiful because I always tell everybody they're beautiful at the end of my chat. So
another yarn was lurking in my mystery yarn challenge. She must, because I've been doing it since last August. So she must have been wanting to do it. And she said those finally gave in.
She says those blankets were stunning. Kathy says the auction is in July. Crystal says I did fine and sent it to her. Her next auction should be July 10th, I think. My Afghan should be in that auction.
I was watching for it, the first one, but it didn't come up. So I'm excited to see. I can't afford them. I can't afford to bid on any of them.
When I was told what bids were going to, I was like, there's no way. Because I thought of going and looking. I thought of saving some money because I would like a nice regular blanket and I just don't have time to make one. But at those prices, there's just no way.
Well, they're so worth it, but it really knocks out the person that can't afford it to have one, unless somebody buys it and gives it to you, like some people do. But other than that, no, I won't be getting one. I'll have to make my own.
Yep.
I can buy her pattern. I can buy a kit of hers and support her and make my own.
There you go.
Do that.
There you go. I think I cut you off earlier when you were answering Ambi's question about what makes you subscribe and watch a channel. I think that's
Oh yeah. Well, other than wanting to watch them, it's uh, informative knowledge, finding out things I don't know, because I always like to learn something new. If it's something that's the same and the same and the same all the time, I'm going to get bored with it and I'm going to move on to something else. So
Mhm.
it's new content. I like, okay, example, Creative Grandma does her stitch of the week. She does her yarn with all the different stitches so you can see what it
Mhm.
looks like in all the different stitches. I love that because that shows me what the yarn looks like doing different stitches. And so I'll know what it'll look like and whether I want to do it or not.
Yeah, I like that
And
too. I just started watching her
that's
do all of
great.
that.
I go back and look at all of her stitches when I'm looking for something to do sometimes. And there's some other people like Jada. I like Jada's stuff, but I can't watch her live. She does those crochet alongs and they're like 2 hours.
Mhm.
I can't sit there and wait for her to give me an instruction during a 2 hour video, but I'd love to do that basket that she was doing. If she could just do it separate and have just the instructions instead of all the stuff that was inside of it, 2 hours, I would love to do that basket, but I
Yeah.
can't sit through 2 hours of live video.
Donna wants to know, do you want skeins other of orange glitter yarn? Do you want skeins of
I
orange glitter yarn?
have
Other skeins of orange glitter yarn. There
This
we go.
is my orange glitter yarn, Donna. I dug out all the yarn that I had from my mystery bag. So I do have plenty. If you want to send it, you can. But if you have somebody else that might want to use it, or if you want to use it, you go ahead. But yeah, I dug it all out and set it aside so that I could maybe make some more. Oops, make some more stuff to.
You got a baby behind you.
Yeah, I dropped
Ambi,
something and it scared him.
Ambi says, my thoughts are if I subscribe to a channel, then there was content I liked.
Mm-hmm.
If they keep that content, then I watch that. And if they do content I don't like or agree with, I just don't watch it. So, yeah. I know I was doing anytime somebody subscribed to me, I would subscribe back to them.
I was doing that if they had a lot of people, but
I wouldn't put the bell on to get notifications unless I knew it was content that I, really liked. And plus I wanted to help people who maybe hadn't started yet and thought they were going to start, doing a channel. But I've stopped doing that now. So, hello, Angel Renee today. She says, hi, AJ. Hi,
hi,
Lori. Hi,
Angel.
chat heading out. Hi, chat heading out
Oh, you're gonna go
to take the
swimming.
kids to swim,
Fun.
but wanted to send some love. Have fun. I miss having a pool. I miss swimming.
Let's
And
see.
maybe we'll start going some places once I can actually fit into a bathing suit and look decent.
Hi, Jay. Welcome.
Hello, Jay. You must see the chat before I can.
Really?
Yeah, because that
Oh,
popped
okay.
up after you said it.
Oh, okay. I'm
Um,
watching YouTube.
Angel Renee says, haha, it's a kiddie pool.
You can sit in a kiddie pool. I've
I
done it.
used to sit in the kiddie pool with my daughter especially when she was a toddler. I would sit in there and, yep, right
Yeah.
out here. We'd put it right by, we used to have a tree out front and we'd put it in the shade. And yeah, I remember that. My daughter just turned 26, so. Another yarn says, I watch channels on both my iPad and phone. One logged into YouTube and one not. It counts as 2 views.
Well, you want to know another trick to do? Just leave your stuff running in the background on your own channel. I have a browser window minimized in the back playing my videos, my whole playlist.
Uh-huh.
And
I've
that gives
heard
me
you
hours.
I've heard you say that. So that actually works because I was told watching one of those gurus,
Yeah, I know.
they say that once somebody has watched a video, if they go back to watch it again, the hours don't count. It only does the first time you watch it.
I don't know where I get 3,000 viewing hours if it's not from me.
You have a lot of loyal
I have,
subscribers. You really do.
yeah, but I only have like 10% that participate, which is 200 people, and
I don't
3,000
even go
watching
by
hours.
everything that are things that we look at say, because the numbers are so off sometimes that I'm just like, if these numbers are off for this, is it really right for everything else?
That's true.
Because
Yeah.
it tells me that people only log on to watch me for like a total of 20 seconds.
Though, oh, that the average thing.
Yes.
They're
When I know that I have a couple people who will watch it all the way through and they like it, like when I have an hour long and they will sit and watch the whole
yeah.
thing. So I don't know, that the whole thing is messed up, I think.
Well, also they say something about the IP address. Well, I have 2 TVs on my network, a computer, and my phone all on my network that I can have running. I have one TV in the bedroom running my stuff while I'm in the living room, and I have my video in the background on my browser. But you can also change your your IP a little
Yeah.
bit, but it's all running through my cable.
I have
I don't know if that makes a difference.
I have a security thing on my laptop, so that every time my browser goes down and I bring it back up, I have to log into everything, but it puts on a new IP
Oh, okay.
address. So like, and I know
Yeah,
it's working because every time I go in to do my banking online, I have to do the whole rigmarole
I
of
hate
signing
that.
in, which drives me nuts. But then I keep telling myself, at least I know that this is a security measure and it keeps me, safer than if I didn't have it.
I,
So
I got a comment. What's your husband talking to me about when I'm on? Is he yelling at me? What's he doing?
She says at the top, I'll pick a channel and sometimes mute it and let it play for hours. She says it comes from different devices. Crystal says, I heard the same thing, but if you delete your history and watch again, it counts. Yes, I was going to say that. I
Very
just didn't get
possible.
to the
Yeah.
second part of it. But I still haven't learned how to delete my history yet. I know if I looked, I could figure it out. I'm sure. I
You can
looked, but I didn't have time. I had to stop and go
there's
to.
a setting you can have it deleted every time you close your browser. So you can just close it, get rid of your
Oh,
temporary
it's just the
files
browser
and
history?
your
I thought it
history, and
was
then open it
YouTube
back up again.
history.
Your browser history, right? Isn't that what she's
Yeah,
talking
I
about?
thought it was the YouTube history. Another
Oh,
answer,
YouTube
Lori.
history.
Yeah, she's Lori. I've let so many of your videos play in the background. You have a ton of time for me.
Oh, well, thank you.
Parzival is here. Says cheers from Germany. Cheers to you.
Well,
It's
welcome from Germany.
I think that's the
Sprechende
right word
Deutsch.
for it. It's been a long time since I've been to Germany, but bitte.
I'm German a little bit.
I
I
am
like
too.
sauerkraut.
I'm part German too. So my grandpa came over when he was younger. Another yarn says, Lori, my husband even talked. You said that when you are on. She says, no, he giggles when you talk about working on your projects.
Okay, have you watched my stuff for my birthday last year? Because that was really good. It was really funny. I was
Part
eating popcorn all month. It was last April.
Parzival
Funny
says,
hats.
sorry, I'm drunk tonight. And Abby says she's part German. Mods, just make sure you watch the chat just in case you're needed, please. And thank you. Um, my husband sits here, and when I watch things, he talks about stuff too. So
That's okay, Germany. You can be drunk. What are you drinking though? I want to know what you're drinking over there.
yeah, what are you? Germany is the only place that I actually like beer.
Warm beer. I drink warm beer. I've always liked warm beer.
Warm and dark beer.
Dark, yes, red beer. I like red beer.
So, but
I've got.
I was 16 when I went there. So,
Oh wow, fun. So
but,
you were drinking at 16.
well, it's legal age over
Is
there.
it really?
Yes.
Wow.
There in the Netherlands, we weren't supposed to, because I was on a goodwill trip with a choir, and we stayed in host homes. One of my hosts kept giving me a glass of wine
Whoa.
every time we were there. And I remember we were there for 4th of July. He actually paid for me to call home to talk to my parents since I was away from home at that point in time. And he shoved another one in my hand while I was talking to my parents. So I was like, okay. The other girl who was there with me the whole time, when if he was home, he was giving us stuff, and they took us to was it Triers, which is the oldest city in Germany, and we went to have lunch, and he made sure we had wine all around, and
You'd think it was Italy.
I was like, wow.
Wow. Was it good
Uh,
wine though? I like wine.
it was kind of bitter.
Well,
It
at
it, it
16,
was
maybe you just
it
didn't,
for
you know.
my age. It was a little bit darker than what I liked.
Yeah, probably sweet wine. When you start, sweet wine usually gets
Yeah.
you hooked.
Now I would like it now, but I don't drink now.
Yeah.
So because of all of my health stuff. So he says I drink white beer. And Donna says I only have 3 Wireget skeins. We gets. There we go.
We gets.
Must be the name of the yarn, I'm guessing. Of the orange sparkly.
Weights. That's weights.
3 weights. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have to read
We have to
typo.
for those of you who don't know, Donna just had surgery today. So and she's on here, which is amazing. She actually
We're
called me right after, which was really amazing.
we're ecstatic that she's in here and chatting
Yes.
and
Because we had figured we would be sitting here doing prayers tonight to make sure everything went fine. So, which I wanted to ask you, Donna, is Terry there with you? Is she watching too with you? A friend of ours went to stay with her so that she could help take care of her if she needed to. I'm so drunk, I'll shave my head clean with foam and razor blade if a woman smokes with me live in stream.
I don't smoke. Sorry.
I don't smoke either. Sorry.
But you know what? I bet if you went to your local bar, you could find a woman who'd smoke with you. Maybe you could try that. A real live woman.
Yep. You guys have lots of pubs there. So it's funny. I just changed my. Keith says, happy for you, Donna. Malfina's, she says, it meant, how's I going? We get
Oh, it's German.
going.
Is
Okay.
it it's
She
she's
used to
thinking
live in Germany.
German.
So
Duh. Okay.
Keith says, happy for you, Donna. What was I going to say?
Sorry, Donna. Just went right over my head. I don't speak German. I don't know what it looks like.
I was going to say something and I totally lost it. Oh, well, it's gone now. So, what are the main things that you do on your channel?
Shopping is really the biggest thing because I shop. So I would record things that I bought. And then I started realizing I'm just buying too much stuff. So then I started showing some things that I cook every once in a while because I don't do a lot of cooking, but I make things for my lunch and stuff. So I would record some of that. I guess shopping would be the main thing. And now I come up with ideas. I have another idea to put a craft together to make something. And that's what is really fun for me because I get all these ideas in my head to do things or to make things. And I'd like to do that. And I'd be more motivated to do it if I did a video to show somebody to do it instead of just
Right.
having the idea and never doing it and all the stuff sitting here and I never make it. So yeah, I have playlists for everything. The one that's the biggest is the shopping one. So yeah, I have a playlist for mystery yarn, when I was buying a lot of mystery yarn, I would open up the boxes, and I have like hundreds and hundreds of pounds of yarn still that I'm trying to get rid of. I posted my mystery boxes up in my shop, but all those people that wanted a box didn't come back to buy one. So,
Well, I've looked back because I've watched you unbox your mystery yarn and I love so much of it, but I can't afford the prices even when you guys, put the boxes together. I know when Cinnamon Stitches had put hers up once, I was like, could you half a box? I could pay you half that price, but I can't pay, you know. So I'm on a very limited. I
yeah.
was watching you the other day and you were using, oh, and you were asking if anybody had ever made, I think, a bag with tape yarn.
Yes, my tape yarn I was using. Yeah.
I've never made a bag, but I love the tape yarn. I made a hat. I made a sun hat and I love it. Um, because it called for that yarn and I got some in a mystery bag that I was going to write you and say, if you want to get rid of some of that, just let me
Well,
know.
it was really cheap at one of the places where I was shopping. It was like $1.80 a ball or something. So every time I went to
Wow.
that store, I bought some of it, whatever they had. I
I
can't
figured you
remember.
got it in mystery boxes because for a while there, like Lion Brand was putting it in a ton of their mystery boxes.
I might have the red, white, and blue one, the ugly one. I might have got that one, but I was buying the turquoise blue and the pink because that's what was in the clearance section. I always go through the clearance section and I would just throw a few balls in there when I bought it. I don't even remember where it was, if it was Mary Maxim or Lion or Hirschner's. I don't know.
I'm trying to think.
Well, I
What
had a
colors I have.
ball.
I got a couple weird colors that I'm like, I don't know what I'll do with that, but I got some of the yellows, which I love yellow.
It's Yarn Inspiration, so whoever that is, it's a Karen cake. So I have it.
Oh no, you were using the tape yarn from Lion Brand, not that one, a different one. I'm trying to think. It's called Rewind or something like that. Because that's what I made my hat out of.
Hmm. So it wasn't this one that I was using.
No, it wasn't that one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Might have been a little bit ago. I had some stuff that was strange.
It
I had a
was
scarf yarn that was
it
really
was
weird.
when was it? Because I just watched it like last week or the week before.
Yeah, but it could have been an old
But
video.
it
I
could have
don't
been an
know.
old video.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember when it said it was from. I think it was one that popped up, so it may have been an old one. Okay, chat died. Is everybody lurking? Am I boring you guys? I'm sorry.
No, they're listening and crocheting. They can't always
Well, yeah,
type when
that
they're
too.
busy.
That too.
Purple. My favorite color is purple because I liked Donny Osmond when I was a little kid, and he wore
Oh my
purple
goodness.
socks. So I
And
liked
he wore purple suits and purple this and purple
that.
that.
But now it's like I like the bright colors, oranges, fuchsias, purples. I like the bright colors. I'm drawn to them when I go
Uh-huh.
shopping.
Jay Paradis says, I'm just crocheting.
See?
And Amby says, not boring at all. I was just joking, but still. And almost, well, the people here who watch me know. So I guess there are people who don't know. I just said my favorite color is yellow. So I don't know why, ever since I was a little girl, I guess it reminds me of the sun and sunshine and happy.
It's bright and cheery.
But I love almost every color. I mean, I'm not a fan of certain greens and I'm not a fan of some oranges, but
Do you think it's true? I heard somebody that did stained glass. It was Doris. She's not on anymore, but Doris was doing stained glass, and she said every green is
oh, I
compatible
know
with
who you're
each other.
talking about.
Yeah, she was on for a while, and then she disappeared. I
She
don't
had
know.
her stained glass and then she had her crochet channel.
Yeah,
And she just left quickly and nobody knows exactly why. I remember that.
but
But she said every green what?
every green's compatible with each other. That's one thing she said. So I'm thinking, okay, I can just use any green I want then if that's true. But green was never one of the colors I liked because my whole house was green when I was growing up.
Uh-huh.
The appliances were avocado green from Sears. The tile floor was green. The house was painted green. And I have a
Maybe
total
that's
aversion.
why it wasn't our exact whole house, but maybe that's one reason why I don't like it, because we had the avocado green, especially in the kitchen. We had the avocado green. We had, I like yellow, but we had the icky gold, and our countertops were the yellowy gold kind of icky stuff. And then the browns, the 70 colors. It
Well,
was
yeah, the yellow, orange, brown, green. Basically,
Mhm.
the Kenmore appliance colors. We had the brown and the green, and then she finally went to white. But
Ambi says her favorite color is turquoise. And she said green is my mom and my nana's favorite color. Cool. And for everybody who doesn't, when Ambi puts out a question, she does it so everybody can answer. So if you guys feel like answering too, she does that when she goes to live feeds, and we kind of
and
either ask her questions or just kind of put her out, I guess.
Crystal likes Donny Osmond too. Did you watch him when he was on The Masked Singer, the Peacock? Huh?
Oh,
Oh
I
my
love
God,
I
his
missed that.
song was awesome. That
And
was the best song.
I had
Performance.
Donnie and Marie dolls
Oh my gosh.
that were dressed in their purple outfits.
With the big hair, huh? She had the big hair.
Yep. Yep. The big poofy hair.
Oh,
See, my name is Anjanette Marie, and my brother's name is Donnie. So people used to joke and call us Donnie and Marie
oh,
growing
how
up.
cute.
He hated it, you know. And I was like, okay, him and we're 4 years apart. So, Abby said, yes, I did. And oh my goodness. Crystal says, I did not watch it. I don't really watch much TV. I used to watch the Donnie and Marie show when I was younger. Every week I had to be in front of that TV
Well,
at
you
that.
had to be in front of the TV. There was no VCR then.
Oh, right. Watching Donnie and Marie. It was one of the TV shows that and my parents would,
Yeah.
for my sake, have it on. But they also liked the variety shows. So
I
we
like
used
the
to
Dean
watch
Martin
all of those.
show. I remember the Dean Martin show. All that stuff went over my head. I was too young, but I
Hmm.
appreciate it now.
Yep. And the Mandrell sisters.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the one sister was the star of all of it, but the other ones were on it too. Of course, I'm not going to think of it. My memory is so bad right now due to fog issues with meds and everything. But Carol Burnett. I mean, had to watch Carol Burnett.
She has her own channel on cable. You can just watch her stuff. A
Oh,
lot of
she
these people,
does.
yes,
I
she
didn't know
does.
that.
I've got Sling TV,
Mm-hmm.
and I bring in my channels and my live channels, and there's a Carol Burnett channel.
Wow.
That would be fun just to sit and watch on a sick day or something. Just laugh.
Enjoying the journey, cancer as a lifestyle. That's Lottie. She's here. She says, hello,
I didn't
everyone.
know her
Hello,
real name.
Lottie.
Hi.
Let us know what's on your hook and what you're drinking, Miss Lottie. How are you doing tonight? I haven't seen you for a while. I saw she was liking a lot of stuff in my Facebook group the other day. And also for those of you who are new and don't know, I have a Facebook group. It's a private group because I don't want weird people coming in and leaving a ton of stuff like they do on Facebook. But I have virtual chats on there. So I open the group and have virtual chat. And when I do my crochet alongs, we go on the crochet along day, we go and we do the virtual chat where we all sit and crochet. And that way, anybody who has a question and then who can answer it, we can all just sit and,
Well, that sounds fun. I'll have to
instead
look
of
you
coming
up.
on here, doing it on a live. But
Yeah.
some people don't understand and they'll say, oh, I missed your live or whatever. And I reiterate how I do it, but they just don't get it. So I'm thinking of going half and half, doing one day in the room and one day live. But I feel the same, like you were saying earlier, when people do things like that on a live, when people go and watch the replay, it's just so hard to to get into it and, and actually do the crochet along then. So,
When you do the virtual chat on Facebook, do you have to type?
no, you're on camera.
How many people are in that?
So far we've had up to, I think, 5, but I
So
don't know.
does everybody
I
show up
don't
on the
remember
screen?
what the limit is. Yes, everybody shows up on screen
Really?
right
So it's
here.
almost like a Zoom thing.
Yeah, just
A
like
Zoom class.
Zoom, except for it's less
Oh.
people. And I always said if we got enough people, we could move to Zoom because I have the free Zoom.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
let
Oh,
me
that's
see.
interesting.
I'm missing Lottie's stuff here. She's like, love Carol Burnett. They were so funny. Ambi said, "Hey, Lottie," and Lottie's at work, so no crocheting, drinking a cup of tea. Ambi has another question. What is your favorite thing to crochet?
My favorite things are things that are finished fast. If it takes too long, I lose interest. I have like 8 things on the hook right now that I keep wanting to start something new. And
Yeah,
that's where my problem is right now.
this was supposed to be my year of finishing my whips, but I do commission crochet too, so I've got a couple of those, and then we have a new baby coming in the family, and I just always have some. I have a wedding to go to, and we really can't afford to purchase gifts and things, so I try and just make something. And plus, I make the toys for donations for a cat program that we support. They do catch and release of the feral cats.
Oh, nice.
So, Kathy says her favorite is shawls with fingering weight yarn, and she makes
Wow.
beautiful shawls. I mean, absolutely beautiful. And the virtual chat, let me see. Lottie says I'm the same way. Lori, several sips. Um, the virtual chat that we do, I have met through there. I've met Donna. That's how her and I became friends. And then I met our friend Terry, and I met Ambi, although I already knew Ambi from going to other people's lives and things. Um, and Kathy had written me. She had been a subscriber, and I kept encouraging her to come in, and she finally came in. So, and Kay from Kay's Crochet Haven, she comes in. So it's really fun because you get to meet people, and you know, there have been other people who just drop in from time to time. Keith, he comes in for the cow. So it's just been really, really fun. What's the Pride Flower Rainbow Heart?
I just sent that up there.
I know.
I just was looking at my stuff and just picked something.
Oh, okay.
I was just looking at the little things in there to send.
Oh, she didn't mean several sips. She meant whips. Okay. That makes sense now. Another yarn says, I'm having fun making unique designs right now using colors and textures. Cool.
Oh,
I
nice.
I want to try and make something on my own. So the only thing I've done right now is a hair thingy where I can put my hair up in a bun, and then when it comes down, it looks all nice and curly and stuff.
Oh, cool.
Um, Ambi says, awesome at another yarn.
Are you doing that for my challenge? Gonna give me a peek? She's starting to do videos too.
Oh.
She's,
Another yarn is?
yeah, she's gonna start putting some videos up on her channel. She's practicing. I'm very
Cool.
excited to see.
Well, if you want to, you should drop your channel name. I thought I just heard my phone being my husband's being, but I guess not.
I heard a ding. It wasn't mine.
It must have been something else. Alrighty. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I came in just a tad tired because of my day. I'm trying to think. What else is it?
You know what? It's on my watch later list. I almost got to it, but then I had to come in here. So it's on the list. After I'm done, I'll be watching it. So I'll give you a thumbs
You
up.
have to see the video from today. It was inspired by your challenges. Cool.
It's beautiful.
Cool.
Lots of colors. Yeah. I mean, I saw the thumbnail.
I'll have to go and watch that. Please drop your channel so I can find it. Or in a minute, I can try and I think on here, if I click on the thing, I can get your link. Um, what did I want? I was just thinking about. Do you ever do lives on your channel?
I was doing lives when I picked the people for the Mystery Yarn Challenge. I would
Mm-hmm.
do a live then. And then I found out it's costing too much for shipping. So I've decided to match people up who live closer to each other. And because now that I'm working at a station at the post office, I'm learning more about how it works that I didn't know before, just as a customer. So I'm learning that as long as you're in the same zone up and down, your rates are cheaper. So I'm trying
Yeah.
to match people up closer so the rates aren't so high.
Yeah.
Because I'm noticing what they're mailing it for when they send me their tracking, and $17 is about the highest I've seen anybody have to pay from the post office. Now
Right.
that's cheaper if you go commercial through pirate ship.
Yeah, I use Pirate Ship. I
Yeah.
make stitch markers and sell them. So
Not everybody has the printer they can print it out at home. You know, it's
I
because
use my regular. You can use your regular printer.
no, but I mean they don't all have. Or not everybody, I think, has one. They can
Oh, you meant just an
print it out.
actual
Well, they
printer.
go to the post office to do it, but it is more. Oh yeah, by the way, everybody, postage is going up July 9th. 3 cents for first class, 5 cents for international. So get your postage before July 9th.
Thank you
If
for
you want
saying
your
that. I'll have
you
to send
want
my
your forever
husband that.
stamps.
I love when they came out with forever stamps. I was like,
I
yeah.
know it's great.
She said the brights and designs were 100% due to watching your challenges. How do I add the channel? Type in I am beautiful,
All
all
together.
lowercase, all together. And she says, Lori, I appreciated that. I was able to send a box just under 6 pounds for less than 15.
Wow, 6 pounds. That's a lot.
I used
Also,
to,
keep it under 12 inches. If it's over 12 inches, price will go up because of the size.
mhm.
So try to keep it within 12 inches. So just
I
FYI.
used to work in a postal center
Mm-hmm.
when my daughter was little, and I decided to go back to work for a while. And you learn a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
because I used to have to look up, where it was coming from, where it was going to, and had the sheet with all the, the zones in it and all of that. Yeah, you save a lot of money shipping closer to home.
Yeah. We're on one side of the country where I'm at. So going to New York and stuff is like over $20, but just somebody one zone over. And it starts from where you're at. So the people in the middle of the country, it's still cheaper for them to go on either side than it is for me to go to the East Coast because it's further.
Right.
Had no idea that's how it worked until I started, getting trained. So yeah, people in the middle are really the luckiest ones because it's cheaper either way they go.
I was going to ask you, does the post office, I mean, I know like when I do pirate ship, my husband will take it in and they'll scan it, to make sure that the price is right, and then, put it back. Do they mind doing
It's
that? I mean,
prepaid. They get their postage. It's no, it doesn't matter. It's commercial because
okay.
pirate ship is buying for so many people is considered a commercial account. So we're using that to get the discounted rates because big businesses can do it all by themselves because they're
Right.
big. But we are taking advantage of that and they're letting us get those cheap rates too. So they can't really do nothing about it. Now, the one thing they do that I just found out is there's a separate box that they put to the side for commercial accounts, and it's not very important. It's not put up. Now, priority is, but if it's first class or if it's ground, it's not processed first because it's commercial account.
Right.
It's discounted. So they don't put a importance on that. They put an importance on the people that pay full price. which
Okay.
is any business would do that. So, but
Okay.
yeah, the priority always goes priority. That's not a question. But if it's first class or ground, I was doing ground a lot until I found out that if it came back to me, I had to pay postage coming back because it doesn't cover the return postage to me if it doesn't
Oh,
get.
I didn't know that because I've
Yeah,
always used ground.
I didn't know that either until it happened to me. If it got returned and I was like, why do I have to pick it up at the post office? Well, because it was postage due. When you pay the priority prices, you're paying for $100 insurance. You're paying for the return postage if it gets returned to you. So you have
Mhm.
more benefits, plus it gets there faster. So that's why you're paying the little bit of extra price. So yeah, remember that if you're not sure about the address or anything, you may have to pay for it if it comes back if you're not sending it first class or priority.
That's good to know.
Yeah, I
That is good to know.
I had a couple people that happened to. It goes to postal jail until you pay for it.
Wow. Another yarn. I just subscribed to you while chatting with Warrior. And by the way, you have a very beautiful smile. Very beautiful.
Me?
Another yarn.
Oh, okay.
While you were talking and I was chatting with you, I switched and I
Oh,
clicked on our link and
right.
subscribed. So yeah, that's the cool thing about StreamYard because it's still, I can listen to you and hear what you're saying and talk back to you and
And go
go
do
and
other
do that.
things?
Yeah. Well, that's the only thing I do. So
Oh.
is if I want to subscribe to somebody, I will go and do that because, my full attention is on you.
Yeah, I know. It's okay.
But
Your
yes,
husband's over there. Your husband's over there talking.
you have a
Okay.
beautiful smile too. So actually he's at work. We did our whirlwind thing today and he had to go into work. So
Well, he took the time off to take you today, right?
um that's he doesn't work during that time, but they knew
Oh.
that he may be late.
Oh.
So but yeah, because he wanted to do it because he's going to have a couple weeks off and he's like, if they can get you in while I'm off, that would just be great. But it doesn't usually go that way. So
And Ambi, does the mail go by weight? It does if it's over the size limits. They'll switch it to weight. It goes by cubic. It's called cubic. And there's a trick that you can use when you use pirate ship
yeah.
because it's a commercial account. You put your boxes inside of a bag and it's cheaper. It's really weird. Post office doesn't offer it, but it's a commercial thing. It's for commercial accounts. I had a big box, so I put it in a 30 by 36-inch bag and I got a cheaper rate because I put it in a bag. Is that weird or what?
Yeah, that is weird.
It is weird. And I'm like, these people are losing money, but that's because it's a commercial. We're going through pirate ship and it's commercial.
I never
That's
thought of putting when you say you can put a box in a bag, and I've heard you say that before. I think maybe on Robin's Live
the
you had said
bigger the
that.
box. If it's over 12 inches and you
So
get it into a bag, it'll be cheaper.
I'm thinking of a little box that you put in a bag, but you're talking about.
I had one big, like 15, 16, 18 inches, and I stuck it inside a huge bag and it went cheaper.
Wow. Yes, Lottie, she does work at the post office.
25 years.
Wow.
And I just
All these
switched over to be
questions
a clerk
now.
in a station. I
My
work the
aunt
window sometimes.
my aunt worked the window for I don't know how many years. I think she worked at the post office for I think ever since she got her first regular job until she retired.
It's a good thing to do if you start early.
And
It's a good retirement.
I never thought of asking her all these tons of questions. Although, I mean, she's been retired now for a while and things, change. But
Well, right now the computer does everything for you. When I was in training, they said just follow the instructions on the screen. It'll tell you what to do. I said, okay. So it does. You just got to know which buttons to push, and it tells you what to do. So
yeah, I know. I mean, because there's so many times you go in and if you don't have this or that, they're like, sorry, I can't jump ahead. I can't do this. I can't do that. You got to have it right or I can't take care of it. So,
yeah,
like,
certain things
okay.
you can't skip steps. If you want to know how much it weighs, I got to know the address, or how much it's going to cost. I have to know where it's going. I can't. And then the
Oh,
weight.
you can't even weigh it anymore without knowing where it's going.
Well, I can't tell you how much it's going to cost. You could do it at home if you had a scale, because all that information's online. You can look it up yourself.
Right. Oh, you mean how much it would cost because of how much it weighs.
Yeah, and where it's going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. Well, I have a box to ship out actually to Kathy, and it's bigger, and I'm like, okay, I use pirate ship, but I'm like, I have no way. I have a little scale, that I use for pirate ship. So I'm like, I keep telling my husband, I'm like, okay, I need you to get on the scale so we can weigh you, and then you can hold the box and we
Oh,
can,
is it big?
yeah, it's I'm not good with inches. It's over 12 inches high, and I don't know, maybe almost 24 inches long.
Oh, wow.
It's about like there to there. It's a bigger box.
That'd be about $30 if you went to the post office. Probably.
Usually about 20 some because she lives just a state next to
Oh,
me.
she's only one
Well,
state
not
away?
next, but 2 states. Yeah, 2 states away.
And that's why you use ground for that, because that would be cheaper.
Mhm.
Just make sure you get your address right. That's all.
Yeah, well, I've sent stuff to her before, so I know I got a right address. Plus, I have a box for Donna that I need to
I
send.
use ground a lot. I was using ground a lot, but sometimes the priority is the same price. I just do priority instead. It's like pennies difference. It's not that much difference.
Yeah, I'll look. If priority's close,
Well, it's
I
because you got that insurance and the return postage.
right, right. And
I
that's what I would always tell people when they come into the postal center. If you
mm-hmm.
go with priority, and at that point in time, it wasn't that big of a difference, not as much as it is now.
Yeah.
And 9 out of 10 people would take priority. You get some people who just have, they got their coins and their dollars, and they're like, this is all I'm going to pay. So Amby says, I'm just lost with mail. So it's weight and location. So how does it work? Oh my, Amby, we could be here for hours trying to tell you how it works. Honestly.
Just keep it under 12 inches and under 20 pounds, and it won't be so expensive. And put
And
it in the bag.
if you're going to go over that, then you want to get the box where no matter what you put in it, it costs the same thing.
Yeah, priority rate, your flat rate box.
The flat rate box. There
Yeah.
we go.
And
That's just like when Donna sent me all those beads she sent me, and when Terry sent you and I beads, Amby, they use those boxes that way. It wouldn't cost as much as it would have, because it would have been a lot of money with how much those weighed.
yeah, sometimes the postage is more if you don't use the flat rate box. So if you can shove your stuff into that box. When I was doing my mystery boxes, I was doing 12 by 8 by 8. And that was the perfect size to do 2.5 pounds of yarn. 2.5 to 3 pounds of yarn would fit perfect in that box. And so that's the size I used. And then I realized I could use a bag and it'd be cheaper. So I switched over to do bags.
Yeah, I've got poly bags for like if I need to send yarn, just like yarn and stuff, and nothing that's going to poke through. Usually when I have giveaways, that's what I put them in, is the poly bag. So okay, Amby had asked earlier, and I know you do different things. So what other kind of crafts do you do?
I was doing painting during the pandemic. Before the pandemic, I had gone out to those bars and done the painting with other people.
I've always wanted to do that.
Right. I had a girlfriend at work that did it, and I have a playlist of crafting or Armchair Chef paints or something. And I think
I've seen 1 or 2 of them.
All my paintings are in that video, all the paintings I did, and some of the pictures are with me holding my painting with my friend and stuff. But all the paintings I did are in there. I even sent Donna one. She said she liked it, so I sent it to her. And I have pictures of all of them, so that's all I need. And but yeah, when the pandemic hit, they stopped all that, but they started doing it on Zoom. So I could sit in my house, have all my supplies, and paint with the lady on the Zoom. Same thing. So I just
They
did it,
do
and they're
those on
still
Zoom?
doing it on Zoom. They're still doing it. Anywhere in the world,
I've
you can
never heard
do
of
it.
anybody doing that on Zoom.
Yep. They're
So so they show you how to paint the picture?
yeah, you're it's like you say your Facebook thing, they have them on there, and then they have all the other people that are in the class. It's like a classroom, I guess. They're there and they're showing you how to do it, and then you just follow what they do, and you can talk and you can interact. You can go visual if you want, or you don't have to. And then everybody can show their picture at the end what they finished, and you can drink and you pay for it. It's like sometimes it's like $15, and then you can do your painting, and you have to have your own supplies.
That's cool. Well, I know there's a place around here that does I can't remember what they're called, the cutesy name they call it, which I can't remember what it is. Drinking and painting or whatever. I mean, they have a cute wine and paint or paint and wine or something.
I think it's paintnight.com or something is the one that I use. And I did a painting once with somebody in Italy. We were both painting at the same time.
Wow, cool. Well, I know that wherever it is in town, because I don't drive, so I don't get out to a lot of things. But they actually do, like if organizations and stuff go, they do nights where they charge a little bit more to, oh goodness, my brain, fundraising. They do fundraising. So I
Okay.
almost went one night, but I couldn't find somebody to take me because AIDS Ministries, which I have volunteered there, especially when I was still working. I used to be a massage therapist. So I used to give free hour massages. I'd give them certificates to give. And they had a night where if you went in and painted, and I can't remember what it was they were painting. It wasn't a ribbon, but it had something to do like with the organization that you would like half of the money went towards the organization. So I love that when places do things like that. Donna says she loves her Lori singing, and she loves her painting that you sent her.
Yeah, that was the birds. That was like one of my favorite ones.
I think I
I like
saw
that
that when
one.
she posted that on she did a video, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw that.
I got rid of a lot of them, but I kept some of my favorite ones because you can't keep them all. I had so many of them.
You coming back to say hi, huh?
Making a nice soft place to sit.
Yeah. The only thing is she knows, and when my husband's here, he's like, okay, mama's gonna be put out when she lays here. She's not in the right spot tonight. She needs to be down just a little bit. The computer's in the way. So that's why when I'm on live, it doesn't usually happen. But she gets me so comfortable that I fall asleep. And she does it on purpose because she's like, I want mom time. And then we'll sit, we'll be here for however long it is I fall asleep. Huh, baby? Don't you? We know what you do. She'll try to do it when I'm crocheting. If she thinks that I haven't spent enough time with her, she will get up underneath my crochet and lay there. Huh? Because we've woke up with the crochet on top of you before.
My dog gets upset if the yarn touches him.
Oh no.
He doesn't like it, which
Well,
is
I
good. I
know
don't want him laying on my yarn.
people used to always say in the different lives that I went to, keep your if you have cats, keep the yarn away from them because then they're gonna want it. But I've learned the exact opposite. If I give them a yarn ball to play with, they leave my yarn alone. So we
It
had
makes
one cat
sense.
who would sit here and as I was crocheting would want to try and and play with me. And then my husband's cat was doing the same thing when he was here, but he wasn't trying to take it. He would just try to grab at it a little bit as I was playing. As soon as I said no, he'd stop and he'd go do something else. And if I threw him a fresh yarn ball every once in a while, he was happy and he'd take it and he'd just unroll it all through the house. And then we'd sit and he'd roll it up. He just had fun. He didn't need anything else. An empty box and a yarn ball, and he would be happy.
I
So
think it's hysterical that Crystal's dog steals her yarn out of her box on the floor. I think that's so funny. She got all this yarn and the dog's grabbing it and running off with it.
are you
Or
comfortable
George.
now, honey? Huh? Ambi says, I like to do mixed media painting.
So mixed media, is that like it's not just one, not just acrylic or not just oil? Does that mean it's just different types of paint? Or
Yeah, I was just going to ask her, what does that mean? I'm lost with anything that has to do with painting.
I can't paint unless I'm copying somebody else. I'm not creative that way as far as doing it on my own. Like some people can paint a rock and it turns into a flower or something. I can't do
Uh-huh.
that. But I can copy what they're doing. It's writing. When I'm writing words and things, that's where I'm real creative. I can do that. And when I put my videos and stuff together, you don't know how long that takes me to do. Oh my God, it takes me forever because I have too many choices and I'm trying this and I'm trying to find that. Takes me a couple hours just to put one of those little videos together for my finale because I
Wow.
want it all to be just perfect. The picture's got to be in the right spot, you know. I take a lot of time to do it.
Cool.
Otherwise, you know, I just put them on and otherwise they wouldn't look as good. I want people's
Right.
stuff to look good. If I'm putting the pictures up, I want their things to look good in their screen, their frame, their picture that I'm putting up.
Uh-huh. Ambi says no, it's more than just using paint and that it's more abstract.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
See, I don't paint, but I have a ton of the color by number books. I love to color, especially when I'm stressed. So now that I mentioned stress, what do you do when you get stressed? What kind of things do you like to do to calm yourself down?
I usually eat.
Bye, Lottie.
I'm
Have a
not
good evening at
stressed.
work.
Okay, good night. Thanks for coming.
So you usually do what? Sorry, I didn't mean to
I
cut you
will
off.
eat. I'm a stress eater. If I get, because my job before it was very hard to want to go into work every day because we get treated really bad. And it's just, you deal with what you have to. So I wasn't going into work very much at the beginning of the year because I didn't even want to be there. So I kind of stayed home and I slept. I slept a lot. So convinced myself I didn't want to go to work. Well, this job's nice. People are nice. I don't mind going to work. And there's only like 4 hours of rush, 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 and then I can do whatever I want. So there's really no stress. The stress is a 15-minute drive to work in the dark. That's about all the stress I have.
Okay.
Because last night it was raining and I couldn't see. I was on the wrong side of the road part of the time because I can't see at night when it rains.
Right, right.
They don't have good lighting here in Utah at all on the streets. It's terrible. So,
So you used to deliver the mail, right?
no, 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 no. I've always
Okay.
worked in a facility
Okay.
processing the mail. I mean, I mostly work at night. And what we do at night is get the mail ready for the next day for their
Right,
delivery.
right. I have a friend who used to do that.
Yeah.
He didn't like it either. So Ambi says I use paint, stamps, colored pencils, inks, and collage.
All at the same time. That's neat.
I know I watch some coloring channels because I have a friend who has one who used to do something else and then she came out and said she colored and was surprised at how many of us said, well, we do too. And it's just amazing what she does and what people do if you watch all the coloring channels because they use like that. They use a ton of stuff. They use colored pencils. They'll use crayons. They will use nail polish, you know, and their markers and everything. And it is just so cool to see. They'll get like clear stuff that has glitter on it so that they can make the page, glittery. And I'm
So
like,
neat.
okay, I just sit and try to color it nicely.
I've really refrained from getting into scrapbooking and because I don't need any more of that stuff. I have I'll get something, say I can make something with that. Well, I don't make it, and then I have the stuff.
Right.
I
I
have
can
three
understand that
bags of
too.
potting soil outside because I did planting last year and nothing grew. So, it's just I get ideas and then have to try to figure it out.
I have a scrapbook when I can find it now because it's been put in a box and put away somewhere that I got when my daughter was a baby that I was going to put all of her pictures in and, give it to her cute little precious moment scrapbook that I never put together. I still have all the pictures. So I'm like, okay, one of these days when I feel better and, I'm going to get the gumption to do it because we're supposed to redo our one room and my husband said we're going to make it into more of like a craft room for me and where I can sit at the table and I can
That's
work
nice of
and I can
him.
do stuff. So, but it hasn't gotten started yet. So who knows when it's going to happen. But I'm sure when that happens and I have a table and I can sit at it and I don't have to do everything like sitting on the couch, or using a lap desk, like I
And
do
you
when
have to
I,
put it away all the time.
yeah,
And yeah,
that's when I do my stitch markers. I sit at the love seat and use a lap desk, and stuff. So I'm looking forward to the recliner too for that. It's going to make some of that a little bit easier for now. But I really can't wait till we get the other room done and get it cleared off because I have a sewing machine. I want to get back into sewing, and all of that kind of stuff. But I'm like, scrapbook, it will get done. I'm like, it will get done.
well, you could give it to her as a kit, and she can put it together herself. Do it yourself
Yeah,
kit.
I could do that. She just got married. I kind of want to make sure I have it done and
Oh,
like give it to her maybe. I don't know if it'll be done before the first anniversary, but give it to her something special on a special occasion. That way her husband can look at it and see all of her
that's
pictures too.
neat.
But
Yeah,
she's not going to like that. She doesn't, when he would come over, I still have, you can't see, but I still have on the other walls that I'm looking at her pictures on the walls because we never wanted to take them down. We never wanted to put anything else up. So we
right.
still have all of her pictures. I even still, in some places, have some of her artwork that she made in school. And then, so she brought her husband home, when they were dating, and he's just looking around, just intrigued. And she's like, Mom, take that down. Take that down. You need to take some of this stuff down. So I started taking her artwork down and, putting it in another place or maybe moving it into my room so I can see it and, not everybody else is going to see it. But I'm like, I like looking at it. I enjoy it. I still have a picture that my dad gave me when I was little. Back when we were younger, the popular pictures that had the black velvet and then, they'd paint the pictures on it.
Oh, really? Wow.
And this is one that has a little dog and he's holding a heart.
Velvet Elvis.
So don't you remember? I mean, I know here they used to have people would sit on the corners, on the street corners and
We
sell
never
them.
had those, but I seen them. Yeah,
Yeah, we used to
people,
have
guys
all.
I dated had them.
I had one that had, and I don't, I think this one ended up getting a hole in it and I had to throw it away. But I had one that was, that my dad got because he saw it on his way home one day. It was a unicorn Pegasus
Oh,
coming,
neat.
and it was done in purples and blues. And I mean, it was just gorgeous. And he's like, I know you love those. I mean,
Were
my
those
dad
the
is
black
kind of,
light ones too, where you put the black light on it and it glows? Was it that
I
kind
don't
of
know.
too?
I think they might.
Because I
They
know that
might.
was big back then.
Yeah, my brother had some stuff that he had to use black light with. He was
Yeah,
really into, that, but
because all that music they listened to, that rock and roll stuff, made them do it.
yeah. We're going to be getting a black light soon, but for a different reason, huh, Clue? Her sister was a feral and she has one of them has marked somewhere, so we got to get it
Oh,
cleaned up.
yeah.
So I got to get one of those black lights so we can find it. I had just learned that. I never knew that before. That you can use a black light to find where
Yeah.
a cat or a dog or whatever
You
messes.
you take it with you to the next time you stay at a hotel or
No, I don't want to do
motel.
that. I don't want to do that.
I saw somebody do that
Yes,
on
I've seen
YouTube.
pictures of
Oh
that
my
before.
god, it was
I
yeah,
don't want to see that.
it was
And
horrible.
she gets hairballs a lot. So, and she'll get sick when we're not home and stuff. So it'll help me find all of that stuff and get it cleaned up. But we try to keep all it right away. So I told him, I said, it's in his room. We have, some people ask me, why don't you sleep in the same room? It's because my husband flails on the bed and he has hit me in the face before. So I'm like, nope, nope, not anymore. And plus, we always had opposite hours. I used to be up more at night, and he'd need to sleep. But the cat is partial to him now, and so I think it was a little bit the one we brought in. But I'm like, no, we got to get the stuff that I found, and you need to get it cleaned up, especially before I go have surgery.
Yeah.
And I keep them far away from my yarn. So, but anyway, Ambi says her dad's friend does that kind of stuff. You mean the painting on the black velvet?
Do you do diamond painting? Does anybody in here do that diamond painting?
I don't, because I don't have anywhere to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't got into it because it's so little, and my
That
eyes
too.
don't adjust.
Earlier, Angel, the one who was taking her kids to the pool, she does diamond painting, and she shows it on her channel.
I see some that are just gorgeous, but I just can't see myself sitting there with that little things.
I know, and and I never knew exactly how they did it, because I was like, how do they pick them up? How? Now I know they do it with wax. The thing that they use has wax at the end of it, and that's how they pick it up. Well, okay, if you pick it up that way, how do you get it to stick then on the picture?
Well, Crystal's doing it now. Crystal Yarny Chicken and Crazy Cat Lady, she's doing it too. She's starting to get some of them and do them. She's been talking about it. And there's some other people that that new, there's a new channel that people are promoting, and it does a lot of the diamond painting, because I went to look and I don't do diamond painting. So there's nothing there that I would want to buy. So
Ambi says blacklight painting, it's just never appealed to me. Yeah, I said I will try. I will try diamond painting if it's like this big.
Yeah, and the diamonds are like this big.
Right, like maybe
gemstones. I'll do gemstones.
Maybe if they start making like a card like they've done with cross stitch. I used to love to cross stitch.
Oh yeah.
And they make greeting cards sometimes where you can put the little canvas, make it the right size. Now, if they make something like that for diamond painting,
that would be cute.
I could try that. But to get something huge, no.
Well, the paint by the number was big back when I was a kid, and you it, and then you had the numbers. It's almost the same thing. They always ended up looking weird because you have to be so good. I was never that.
My uncle did one for my grandma, and I never knew it was a paint by number until my grandma showed it to somebody and was like, oh yeah, my son did that. It was a picture of Jesus, and with the halo around the top, and I think he was holding like a lamb or something. I would have never guessed that somebody had done that with the paint by number, but he was so precise and everything. I tried to do paint by number and it would come out, splotchy and it's just a mess.
Well, my paintings that I do, they always look good at a distance, everything kind of blends together and it looks good. And then when you get close, you can see all the mistakes. So they always look better from a distance.
Ambi says diamond painting is what doesn't appeal to me. Cool. Yeah. So is there anything, I know one of the first videos of yours that I watched was when you got, and I can't even remember what the new flavor was at the time. You had gotten like 3 different flavors of Mountain Dew, and there was a brand new flavor that you had, that you're like was hard to find, and you had found it, and you're like, oh, I'm going to do a tasting. And I remember everybody was waiting, and because I think the next video you're like, I'll get to it. I know you guys are asking. So do you still do like tasting videos and things like that?
if I find new stuff, I don't do as many as I did. I was doing them like a couple days a week, but I also put on 30 pounds when I moved to Utah. So
Wow.
I'm truly trying hard to keep it off because I did that drug that you inject, and I got the 30 pounds off. So I'm really
Oh, I
trying
didn't know there
hard.
was a drug like that.
Oh yeah. It's like the second miracle drug other than the surgery. I had surgery first. Then I gained 30 pounds.
You had weight loss surgery?
Hmm. I had it
Okay.
in 2017. 2017.
Wow.
I lost 100 pounds. I'm going to do I have a channel or a playlist started. I'm going to do like a couple progression videos on where I started and then kind of how I went through it. Because I saw Seta had weight loss surgery and she's doing hers. And Katrina did it and she's doing
Well,
hers.
I've had it too. I had my first one in 2008 and I had to have a revision because that one was not done right and it never healed.
Oh,
But nobody
man.
wanted to listen to me. They kept telling me I ate myself bigger because I lost around 100 pounds, but then like 60 pounds came back on overnight. And I was like, I was working at a gym massaging. So was trading with the trainers massages for free training. I'm like, I'm working out. I'm eating like I'm supposed to. And it just keeps coming on. Well, it turns out that the hole had gotten big and everything was just passing through it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that just makes you want to eat more. And then now I can barely eat hardly anything. Um, they did the revision and then I had complications. I ended up in the hospital that year for 100 days
Oh
off and
my
on.
gosh.
That was a terrible, terrible year. And then we found out I had chronic pancreatitis and I had had issues with it my entire life, but we never knew what it was. And then I ended up on feeding tubes and I had been almost to going over to into the 100.
Oh, Wonderland.
Yes, the land we all want to make it
Oh, I
to.
know.
And I was 2 pounds away, and they put me on a feeding tube, and then boom, I went up 60 again right away. It's like 60 pounds seems to be the number. It would seem like overnight, and then I couldn't take it off because I was on the feeding tube, and even though they put me on the lowest calorie that they could, it was still more than what I should have been having. That was terrible. And then they ended up having to actually reverse it. So my stomach is back to all set back up the way it's supposed to. But the surgeon he said he did like a permanent banding on it. He said so if somebody cut me open, it would look like a snowman.
Oh no.
So I was like, okay, and I'm grateful for that because I still get dumping. I still,
Dumping's the
actually, I
best
think
thing
I
that
get it
ever
worse now.
happens. Dumping's the best thing that can happen to you because it reminds you don't eat it. Don't eat the crap. Because I don't get
Yep,
dumping anymore unless
don't eat that.
I only get the ice cream, the sugar dumping, and I've only had it twice, so I don't eat the sugar, but I eat all the other crap, and that's one of the problems. I gained
Right,
weight back. I
right.
found out I could eat anything I wanted. It's up here.
I just mhm. On, Saturday, it was our anniversary, our 28th anniversary, and we don't do, of course, buffets or anything anymore. Well, the new one opened, and my husband has been wanting so bad to go. So that's where we went because he had a coupon for buy one, get one free. He's like,
Oh,
"So,
that's
honey, you can."
perfect because you
You're
don't
right.
eat hardly anything.
He was like, "You can eat whatever you want. You don't have to eat. Don't worry about it. It was free." Well, you find little things. I tried, my plate looked like I was eating like a normal person because I had a little of this and a little of that. But, the woman who picked it up also got most of it. But I did eat a couple things that I shouldn't have. I had a little bit of ice cream and I had a little bit of pudding, which, pudding here is always sugar free. And you forget that when you go other places that
Yeah.
it's not sugar free. I came home and I had the worst dumping I think not that I've ever had, but it was pretty bad. The first time I had dumping was the worst that I had ever had. And unfortunately, that happened because my doctor forgot and put me on medication, on cough medicine that they tell you it needs to be sugar free, and it wasn't,
Oh,
and it had
wow.
alcohol in it. And I took it, and within maybe 15, not even 15 minutes after taking, I was shaking, I was sweating, I was having the most horrible time, and my stomach was cramping, and I thought I was going to die.
Yeah, for
And
those of you that don't know what dumping is, it's when you eat sugar and your body dumps so much insulin into your blood and you feel like you're having a heart attack and you get like she said, sweats and cramping, and you think you're dying, and you have to wait for it to go away.
I called the nurse, and I was
Yeah.
like, "What is going on with me?" I called the nurse at the bariatric, and I was like, I don't understand." And she said, "Okay, first of all, what were you eating?" I said, "I wasn't eating anything. I was taking my medicine. I'm sick." And she was like, "Well, what medicine did you take?" And I told her, and she's like, "You told your doctor you're supposed to have sugar-free, didn't you?" And I said, "Yes, I did." She said, "Well, he must have forgot because that's not sugar-free and it's got alcohol in it. You're not supposed to have either of them." And yeah, it was just terrible. And I just after that, I didn't
Good.
even want to try sweets or anything because I was like, I don't ever want that to happen again, you know.
Yeah,
But
it's scary the first time. I'm like, oh my god. And it
yeah.
was ice cream. Mine was. So, but some ice cream doesn't bother me and some ice
Right,
cream does. It
right. I'm
just
the same
I
way.
can eat the Costco soft serve. I can eat that whole cup and that won't bother me, but I eat an ice cream cone at IKEA and it kills me.
My husband took me to Dairy Queen one day and he forgot, and I had a doctor's appointment afterwards. Oh my goodness. For me, I don't really get the dumping, I get other issues. So, yeah, we got there and I was just like, okay. And I just bam for the bathroom. I was just like, get me out of here. So,
Yeah. Donna
but
said she had
yeah,
vertical gastric sleeve and no intolerance. I'm sorry. I wish you did. That's the best thing you can do is have intolerance to food. It reminds you not to
yeah.
eat it.
But the sleeve is so different because I knew Donna had it, but I have a friend who's had it too, and she can eat whatever she wants to, and she will just keep losing the weight because of how the sleeve how it is.
Well, I'm
So,
like 6 years out for my sleeve. Um, I did the last.
you had a sleeve
It
too?
was a sleeve, yeah. I had mine, and my doctor, I said that he was trying a new pouch. I said, "I'll go for it. Whatever, I'll take it. It doesn't matter." So he was trying something different, a different shape or something. And when they cut it off, they're supposed to cut off the part that creates the hormone that makes you hungry. Well, your
Uh-huh.
body compensates for that stuff. It's like anything electrical, it's going to find new ways to
Right.
do what it's supposed to. So, yeah, but it's your mind. They say, don't eat this, don't eat this, don't eat this. So, yeah, there's some things that I can't eat pasta, shrimp. Some of those things just don't agree with
Or
me.
you learn how to cook them.
Well, yeah. And to this day, shrimp makes my stomach gurgle. And
Oh,
then
wow.
peanut butter doesn't always agree with me, bread. So I decided to get off gluten, and it seems to help.
Or you can eat something one day, and if you try to eat it the next day, it makes you completely sick. Eggs. I love eggs. I cannot do scrambled eggs. They make me sick, and that used to be my favorite way to have
Really?
eggs.
Wow.
Or I have to eat it very, very slowly. And that made me so sad because I was such a huge egg person. I know how to eat them now because, like I said, very slowly. But there's still times I can take a bite and I just feel like I'm going to get so sick right, I mean, instantly because it just takes the little bit in my stomach and it just feels it completely full and
Yeah.
nothing else will go in there. Eggs make me feel almost like pasta does if it's not cooked all the way. See, my husband has learned when he cooks, and if he cooks pasta or rice, that he overcooks it so that it's completely to the point that no more. water, nothing else can get in it. Because he sat here and watched me one night when he said, okay, I cooked it more like the lady said, if you were going to eat it, because I don't know, I was already maybe a year and a half out from having it or something. And I ate a couple bites and I was like, okay, I'm fine. And I ate, a couple more. And then when I was done, about maybe an hour later, because I had, you're not supposed to drink when you eat. And I used to be really good about that, not anymore. But then I started drinking and I literally, again, thought I was going to die. And it wasn't dumping, it was
It was the full
when you
and
get
not
that
being able to
fullness
throw up,
feeling,
right?
right, and then you just sit here like this going, "I can't move, I
Yeah.
can't move." I just, and some people I know from my support group and stuff, and actually, they make themselves get sick because if you don't, it's just miserable. So now, because of my chronic pancreatitis and stuff, if that happens, sometimes I just automatically get sick because my body can't handle it. But that feeling is terrible.
Yeah.
So certain things, and chicken breast. I love chicken breast.
Oh, it's
But
so,
again,
yeah, it's
it's
like
so
dense and
it's
dry
so
and
dense and thick, and if
yeah,
somebody eats it and it's dry, it's just so
it
hard.
takes a long time to get in and go through, and even if you do it with soup, it's just not.
Yeah,
I
so
always do dark meat. I can't do the breast.
yeah, well, I
It's too
can't do
dry
dark
for
meat
me.
because it's got too much grease in it, and that
Oh
makes
yeah, you
me
can't do
sick.
grease, huh? Yeah.
But one thing I learned to do was a lot of crock pot cooking. And so chicken will
Oh,
put
it
the body,
softens everything up really well.
yes, and it
Yeah.
puts the moisture in it.
Yeah.
Especially one of my favorite things to do is take a couple chicken breasts, put them in the crock pot, a little bit of water, and then take a whole jar of salsa and pour it over the top,
Oh, yum.
and then let that cook. And what happens is the salsa changes its flavor as it cooks, so you don't get that tangy salsa flavor. You don't get that. You get more of a rich tomato flavor that it develops into with all of the onions and
That sounds
it's
good.
one of my
Yeah.
favorite things. It's really good. So when I was doing most of the cooking, I did a lot of crock pot cooking. Um, I'm on a low carb diet now when I was trying to get my 3 months stable
Yeah.
and to get down to the weight that the doctor wanted me to for this because I had gone through when I get really sick, when I get my pancreas acts up, I get to where I can't keep anything down. It just comes back up all the time. So I had been going through right before I learned that this doctor did was doing this surgery because all the doctors here won't do it until you lose all of your weight. Um, and the new thing is to do it in the middle, to help you lose weight for people when it gets in their way. Um, anyway, when I was trying to think of what I was talking about now. I lost it. Oh, I couldn't eat, and I was having to add protein to everything that I could eat. So I was adding it to carbs because that was the only thing that would stay down. And then I ended up gaining a lot of weight. So then the dietitian put me on low carb and changed like everything else that I had learned. Like you learn to do sugar free, sugar free, sugar free, low fat. And she told me to put the fat back on. Go back to the full fat and just do low carb. And it just went. So we found now how it took my body back to like I had just had the surgery and I just started losing it.
Oh, that's yeah. That's what happened when I took it's called semi-glutide. It's like the Wegovy. It's the shots that they were giving to the diabetics, and I got it from my doctor, and I got it in December at October, November, December, October, maybe October. She gave it to me because I said I gotta do something. I gotta lose this weight again because I wasted my surgery. I wasted it, gained the weight back. So, and stress eating. I moved, I changed jobs, I had a bad relationship. Everything happened when I moved to Utah. So I just went crazy. But the drug takes away your desire to eat and actually makes you a little nauseous so you don't want to eat.
Uh-huh.
3 months I lost the 30 pounds. It
Wow.
was gone during Christmas. So yeah, that worked really well. So I still have some and I take it like every time I start, like once a month now I take it, because if I wanted to buy it again, it would cost me like $1,200 a month. Now my
Wow.
nurse practitioner gave it to me for $400. I'm still using that one from
Uh-huh.
it's been like 6 months. I'm
Yeah.
still using it. So, but this girl gave me a new drug. It's called, I don't know if anybody wants to look it up. I'll write it in the comment section. It's a prescription, it's a pill, and she had me cut it in half to take a little bit. It's called Contrave, and it's supposed to take away your hunger pangs, just like all the other, just like that semaglutide.
Wow.
And but now the pharmacist, when I went and asked him about it, he said if you take too much of it, it has the opposite effect. It'll make you hungry. So
Okay.
I'm taking a half, and it's supposed to just, I take it like in the morning before I go to work, and I can go longer without eating. I just drink, instead of eating, I'll just drink more because it fills me up, right? Because my stomach's just little, 4 ounces, and I'm full. So
Uh-huh.
if I can drink, then I can kind of almost like fasting. I need to fast to
Right.
give my body a chance to a
Right.
break.
See, with my pancreatitis, I already feel like I'm not hungry. So for me, we always have to get me to eat so my body holds on to it and doesn't want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So I tell myself, I'm like, food is medicine. So, but let me go back up here. Ambi had said, note to self, don't get weight loss surgery. Ambi, no. We may be telling you this stuff and you're thinking, oh my goodness, I would not change getting weight loss surgery for anything. For anything.
Same.
If I would not have had it, they would have never found my birth defect, and we would have never known that all the pain that I was going through was chronic pancreatitis. And because of that, we could treat it because I was finally small enough that they could find what was going on. I would never go back for anything. And I actually I don't love getting my dumping when it happens, but I love the fact that my body has that tool and that keeps me from wanting to overindulge.
But that's what you consider. It's a tool. These are tools to help you do things the right thing. And a lot of it's your head. If you can eat anything you want, you have to use your mind to say, no, I shouldn't eat that. I
Right.
was buying large buckets of buttered popcorn and eating it for 3 days. I can't do that anymore. I have to mentally say, you know what? I can't eat that. Because I could physically eat it and it's not a problem, but that's what made me fat again. I can't do it. I just can't go do that anymore.
Yeah. And
It's your mind has to convince, you have to convince yourself. I every week I buy apples and bananas and oranges, and I have eggs, and I have canned chicken, and I basically just do protein, fruit, and vegetables. And then I have my snacks. I do have snacks because I'll buy one thing, and then when it's gone, it's gone.
right,
Like
right.
if I
I mean, you've got to, otherwise you crave it all the time.
Yeah, yeah. I
Um,
like those cruller donuts at Walmart, and I get a box of 6, and I'll eat those, and it's good. And okay, now they're gone.
every once in a while, my husband will go and he'll get, we like the Boston cream ones, and
Mm,
he'll get me one. He'll get him like 2 or 3, but usually we share the box. If there's like 4, we each get 2, and I'll eat one, and then a couple days later, I might eat the other one. This
yeah.
last time, he gave me one, and he ate the other 3. I was like, come on, you know. Um, she asked, "What do you eat the chicken with?" It just depends. Before, when I was higher, didn't have to be low carb. I would put potatoes in with it, and just eat it with,
But
that
sometimes you can't
soaks up the
eat.
juices stuff too, and that is so good.
You can't eat
But I can
all of
only
it.
eat like a bite or 2 when I
When
have
you
all
first
of
have
that.
surgery, you can only eat bites, but after okay, the sleeve. I had the sleeve, so my stomach is the size of a yogurt cup. That's what I can eat, and I'm full. A
Right.
4-ounce cup of yogurt.
And
I make chia pudding, and I can't even finish
I've always wanted to
six
try that.
ounces of chia pudding. So
I've always wanted to try chia pudding.
I have a video.
And, and with the Rowan Y, when they're first finished with it, your stomach is as big as an egg. So, and all we could eat was 1 ounce, well, 2 ounces of food for our dinner. They would
Yeah.
give them to us in the little tiny medicine cups while
Hmm.
you're still in the hospital. So,
Yeah, you're eating so little, but you also have to drink too, or you
right.
get dehydrated. You have to do all of that.
All of your water, and
You're
plus you got to take
constantly putting stuff in
your
your face.
vitamins and stuff too.
You know what I did with my vitamins? Before I had my surgery, I went out and bought everything chewable. Was that a mistake? I'd have this big mouthful of stuff that I'd be chewing, and that was stupid.
Well, chewables worked for me for a while. Now they make me
For a
sick.
while, yeah, I can't now. I still have vitamin B12 chewable, but
Yeah, that it
I'm
makes me. I have a hard time. I have to find like the protein drinks and stuff that have the different vitamins in them.
oh, I drink
So,
vitamin water. I get the stuff from Costco that's cheaper. Vitamin Zero. It has some vitamins in it, and it's flavored, and it has 0 calories. So I'll drink
yeah,
that sometimes.
yeah, we don't have a membership, unfortunately. Let me see. What else did I miss? Oh, Donna says Instant Pot is fantastic for chicken. You know,
Yes,
I have one. I still use it on crock pot mode. I don't know. I tend to like the crock pot chicken better than even the Instant Pot chicken. It takes longer, and I think it soaks in more juices. So,
I like to use my Instant Pot when I make my ribs. I buy the cheap ribs, short ribs, oxtails, and I will put them in and cook them in there, and they're really good because it just tenderizes them. Then I put them in the toaster oven and put sauce on it and brown them. See, I'm
cool.
an armchair chef. I watch all those
Yeah.
shows. I know all that stuff.
Another yarn says, I like the vitamin melts, not the chewables. I've never heard of a vitamin
Ooh,
melt. And plus, there, I know where I had my surgery, they give us a list of vitamins that are good for people who've had bariatric to take. And then there's other ones that aren't, like the gummies, we're supposed to stay away from those because they have sugar in them. And plus,
yeah.
depending on who you ask, some people say the vitamins just go through your body and you don't get any of them anyway.
Yeah, the stuff that was on the list was always really expensive. That's what I noticed about it.
Where I was, they tried to do inexpensive. They put everything on there. They put the expensive, but then they would like go and find the Walmart version or the Walgreens version and
Hmm.
put the lower price one so that they would show us that yes, if you have a lower income, you can find what you need. So, but
When
they
I
started all of us on Flintstone chewables.
Oh, that's what my boyfriend they told him. He got his surgery at the VA. He had he have a sleeve. I think he had a sleeve, and that's all they told him. Just take a Flintstone vitamin. Nothing else. That was it. I go, are you
They didn't
kidding
tell him
me?
calcium and
Nothing. Nothing. Calcium, zinc, magnesium. Nothing. And I'm like, are you serious? They just said take a Flintstone vitamin at the VA. He didn't get no information, no
well,
counseling.
that's because it's the VA.
I know, no nutritionist. I had
You know,
6 months of classes, a
yes.
nutritionist, a therapist,
Had to go to
all of
support
that.
group and get the signature from the person
Yeah,
in charge of the support group at
all of
least
that.
3, 4 times before you have your surgery. The first guy didn't do all of that, and I should have known that I shouldn't have went to him, but I
Mm.
didn't know. I had looked him up and he had good reviews, and I didn't know about the place I ended up later, which is a hospital of excellence, and they have to do certain things to keep that standard. And their bariatric program is just amazing. So, what is your name, Another Yarn? I just keep calling you Another Yarn. So, I'm not good with names. I I have to say that. I may not remember later, but um, do you, Lori? Do you know what her name is?
I'm guessing Shannon, but I might be wrong
Okay.
because I have a bunch of people in my yeah, it is Shannon. Okay,
Okay.
because I have a lot of people in my challenge that are new. It is Shannon.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi, Shannon. I have a niece with that name, so maybe I'll be. I try to relate it so I can
She's
remember.
all over the place. I see her in lots of people's chats, so she's been around a long time watching.
Cool. Just less chewable in your mouth. It's what hubby and I take super easy. We have been taking them for a couple of years
I'm gonna
now.
look for those because I take the Centrum for old women, and it's really big. It's like really
She said,
big one.
I've used another yarn as a side name for years. Cool. Shannon the redhead.
Okay, you have the short red hair. I love your hair. It's so
So,
cute.
where do you get melts at? Because I've never seen them. Do they have them just in a regular vitamin section? Or do you have to order them online?
They started coming out with a lot of different stuff now for people that have different, like the sugar free stuff. I've
Uh-huh.
seen now.
Well, I
And
think because I can't drive, and then now my husband does the grocery shopping so he can get in
uh,
and get out. And it used to be I'd go with him, and now he's like, no, it takes too long, especially because I have my cane now and everything. So I'm really hoping that once I have this done, that, I'll be able to walk better. I won't need my cane anymore
do
and
you have a local
start
Walmart?
doing
Do you
things.
have a local Walmart?
Yes.
I bought some stuff on there and I apparently accidentally had it delivered. I wanted it shipped, but it was set to delivery, so they delivered it to the house. And I didn't pay more because it was over a certain amount. So maybe you can look
Uh-huh.
on their website and see, and then maybe have it picked up. That way you can get what you want
Yeah.
and he can go
I'll
take
have
a
to
look for
do
you.
that. Or I'll probably look at Meyer first because that's where he goes shopping. So, and he sticks to there or Aldi's, and that's it.
Oh, I wish we had an Aldi's. I had one in
Oh, I love our
California.
Aldi's.
I
They have
miss
the
it.
best produce.
I know.
So she says you can get some in the stores too. I'll have to look then.
Yeah, I
And
usually
I'm
go to
getting ready
Amazon
to do
first.
an Amazon order. So
I do that first and then I look around.
the only thing
Google
is
it.
I know that now as you look through Amazon, I'm surprised when I find something that's like the same price as if you look at their website, but most of the time they want a couple dollars more and I'm like, "Come on."
Also, they don't give you all the options. They always
Right.
put the ads up there. Every time you scroll to a new page, oh, it's all like 2 rows of ads. You think it's new stuff, but it's not. It's
Right. Right.
and when they say, "Do you want more like this?" It's always stuff that's more expensive than the one you're looking at. When you know
Yep.
there's stuff out there that's cheaper.
And
They're
then
they're they're manipulating it. They
yeah,
really are.
yeah, they are big
I
time.
usually do a Google search for shopping and it brings up a lot of the stuff that's online and local. It'll bring up Target, Walmart, Chewy, um, places that have it online and local when I do the
Okay.
shopping search on Google, which is what I just did for dog food. I need dog food. And right now we're still having trouble with dog food in stores. Um, it was really low for a while. They weren't getting their shipments, and it's still there's stuff that never came in. They're not restocking it, and the stuff that my dogs will eat is only like 3 different kinds of dog food, and so one of them's really expensive, and I don't want to buy that one all the time. So I just ordered some from Chewy.
I was to say I go to Chewy
Yeah,
whenever
I
it's
just
anything to do with the animals. I go there and I actually have it set for delivery. But the nice thing is because I have, and if you don't use it, I mean, I use them all the time and I get money off, especially with Chewy. I use Rakuten and then I use Honey. I don't think Honey works on Chewy, but Rakuten does.
honey worked, but there was no coupons. There was like 20 coupons, and none of them worked because I
Okay.
have honey, and
And
it
I've learned how to use both of
done
them
it.
together because they say you're not supposed to use them both together, but I've figured out how to use them both. So when you put stuff on a recurring thing and you get that percentage off because you're going to get a delivery,
Hmm.
when it delivers, you don't get, the 3% from Rakuten. So what I do is I go on a couple days early and I say send it now. And I still get the discount
Oh yeah,
from
did it
having
early.
them, from being signed up for them to send it. and then I get my Chewy on top of it.
The rebate, the
Yep.
activate the cash back or something,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I
Yeah.
get that. I guess I've got some. I don't even know. I
So,
get
every little bit, my husband laughs at me. He's like, "You and your rebates." And you know what? I'm like, I've gotten like 4 or 5 checks from Chewy or not Chewy, but Rakuten. And every time I get them, it's usually at a time that I'm, don't have much and I need to get something or whatever. I'm like, you have no idea how many times those have come in handy with either getting stuff for the
right.
cats, or whatever. Like it may only be $5 when I get it, but it's a $5 that I didn't have.
Well, I use that Fetch app and I cashed in a $50 Walmart card because I had 50,000
Oh, I've
points.
never heard of Fetch.
Oh my God, Fetch. Yeah. You just scan all your receipts and it does your email and it does your Walmart and your Amazon and you get points. And sometimes you buy certain things and you get more points if you buy the things in the app and then you cash it in for gift cards.
Okay. I used to use an app like that, but it wasn't called Fetch. Um, Shannon says she had an Aldi in Maryland, none in Colorado
I know I
though.
miss it. I do miss my Aldi. I see the people doing the deal guy. Yeah, the deal guy. He's cute. He's got a little daughter. He does best thing, top 10 things to buy at this store, this store, this store. He does it all day.
Yeah,
I
I've
won't even
seen that.
watch it. I won't watch it because I don't have an Aldi. I know I'm gonna want to buy stuff, but
My
that's
husband
okay.
got uh, my favorite section when you get to go to an Aldi is the section that has all of the new seasonal stuff and they have
Oh yeah.
whatever. You never know what you're going to find. Maybe pots and pans, maybe
Oh,
tray
it's chairs and
tables,
they just
you
showed a
know,
picture of an air
stuff
conditioner and
for
stuff.
outside. Yeah, air
All
conditioners.
stuff.
I mean, you never know what you're going to find. Automotive stuff. I know I've seen sometimes. And we went in before Christmas last year and my husband saw a lap desk and he had just got done telling me I had had this little wooden lap desk right after I'd had one of my bariatric surgeries. We had gotten it. And actually it's more of a table you're supposed to use, like if you're going to do breakfast in bed, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I would use that thing all the time. And I would use it because we had gotten a sleep by number bed. So I kind of took it over for a
Well, you can
while.
sit up, right?
Right, because I could sit up in it and
Yeah.
stuff after surgery and it was so nice.
Yeah.
And then when I got into traffic, when I had my accident and I was laid up in bed for a while, I was in there. But I would use that and so I could sit and I could write and I get all this stuff done. So he was like, "This will help you when you do your stitch markers." And he didn't buy it right then, and I thought he never bought one because we almost got a plastic one at Michael's, but the line was forever, and there was only one checkout, and she had messed up and was waiting for somebody, and we were like, "We're done, we're out of here." And he was like, "I don't like Michael's because every time I go in there, that happens." But
The lap desk is nice for holding your crochet up higher so you're not,
I never
hunched
thought of that. I
over
have a
or
problem.
things.
Well, right now because of all of my skin, I have a problem using it
Mm-hmm.
when I'm sitting in a regular chair.
Hi,
Hi,
Diane.
Diane. And anyway, he surprised me on Christmas. I opened up a box and it was in there. The only thing is with this one, it's a little bit heavy, but I love it. It's gorgeous. It's really pretty. Right now it has all my bead stuff sitting on it.
Sometimes I use a pillow. I've got a couple pillows, and I'll just put a pillow on my lap so that my arms are not
My laptop
hanging.
is on my lap right now and I have a pillow. And then so it's the laptop's not on the pillow. My daughter had gotten me one of those little desk things that will cool it that you can plug it in because my last laptop used to overheat.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she got me that. So I sit this on that desk and then I have the pillow so it sits up and it's not uncomfortable on my legs.
Yeah, I have a little rollaway thing that goes over the couch, and my computer's on that, and I've got my TV and my crochets over there. So, oh yeah, and I did a video of my coffee table I put together that the top of it comes up.
Oh,
So that's
cool.
my table now too. And then it has storage underneath it. So I keep some of my projects underneath it. And I'm like stuck in this little cave right now. It's like my crafting cave.
Uh-huh. I have a little cave here in the area too that I sit in, but we're getting ready to change all of this. So, and we have to change it now before I have surgery. So it's
Oh
going to be
yeah. So you don't
but
know, you don't have a date yet or anything,
no,
right?
because today they sent me, it was the pre-testing and I have to, everything has to be fine. I know the first half, everything is fine. The nurse told me, she's like, oh, you aced this part, you're done.
Oh, good.
But we're just waiting to see what my labs are. And I was like, I can't wait till next Thursday to know if my labs are okay. And then the woman, I forgot all about portals. And it's at a place that I've never used, as a lab before, except for when I'm in that hospital. And so I'm like, "Ugh, another portal." Then I thought, oh no, but I'll be able to see my results before the doctor does. So
Yeah.
I'll know if something is off. So I'm just
And then you can
praying.
have all the numbers because I
Mhm.
like to have the numbers so I can use them in other things to check my how I'm doing,
Yeah, I always
you
end
know?
up going, okay, I forgot what this test is for. And then I go and Google it.
Yeah, yeah.
And, so I know what everything is. I'm just, the only thing I'm worried about is my protein. I'm hoping that it's at an okay level. I was worried about my thyroid because we were having a problem and my doctor kept was adjusting my meds and he just checked it yesterday for me because he wanted to know before I even went today what it was and it was fine. It's perfect now. It's like it needs to stay where it's at and not move. So
I donate plasma and they check my proteins every time they take my blood sample because if it's under a certain level, then they won't
yeah,
take my plasma.
yeah,
But
I can't
yeah,
do that. So
yeah. Oh, I that's my gas money. I go twice a week now to pay for my gas money because I have to drive further.
yeah, I
So
have friends who do that too. So I get it. And if I could, I probably would.
yeah,
But because of reasons, um, I talk all about my health and everything in a video, but I can't donate.
yeah.
So
There's a lot of reasons. I have a girl at work that's had cancer 3 times, and she's on anti estrogen pills, and she can't do anything. She'd love to also because
yeah,
it really does benefit other people. You know,
yeah.
it's not
Well,
just
and
for the
blood,
money, but other people benefit. I
right?
used to
My
donate
dad,
blood too, but
my dad's been donating blood ever since I was a little girl.
mhm.
He's at like 50, he's over 50 gallons donated, in his lifetime. Every time he gets a new pin, he's like, "Oh, look, I got a new pin. Look what I got. Look what I got."
It's better
So,
than being a AA pin. No, I guess that'd be okay too if you got an AA pin.
yeah. But, he's happy about it. And he always
Yeah.
thought that my brother and I, would do it too. And he knew I would, but then I can't. So,
Yeah, when I moved to Utah, there's a lot of things here that I wasn't able to do. I haven't got a therapist. I don't have a bariatric support group, which I really wanted, but I can't have it. It was during, the pandemic hit and I couldn't go anywhere, do anything.
yeah.
And then chiropractor. I want a chiropractor. I haven't got one of those yet either. So
They
that's,
closed our support group here. So I actually put it online. So I do have one online, but I was the only one talking for a while. And so I just stopped. I go in maybe every couple months to go in and say, "Hey,"
mhm.
sometimes it might be a year, but I do try to go in, and say hi and then other people will chime in for, like a couple minutes and they stop. But I don't know if I can send you the information if you'd want to join it, but oh, I forgot you're not on Facebook anymore, are you?
I barely go because I'm on YouTube all the time now. I have my account. I have 2 accounts on Facebook, but I check in once in a while because my kids are on it, and that's where they won't watch my videos. So I said, "You don't want to know what your mother's doing? Come watch my videos." No, it's okay.
Yeah, I know that my family won't
Fine.
either. And they all want to know what I'm doing. I'm like, hello.
I said,
Um,
"Good. I'll talk about you if you're not going to watch my videos, and you won't know what I'm saying."
That's
So
the nice part, though, when you can talk about them and they don't know.
yeah,
So
I don't tell nobody at work I got a video because sometimes I say shit.
right.
I don't want them to know.
Shannon
I
says
try not to. You
Shannon
never
says
know. Somebody you
my
know is gonna find it someday. Yeah.
right. Shannon says my dad in his lifetime donated gallons of blood. I wanted to do the same. Unfortunately, they won't take my blood.
Oh well,
I was in Germany in the late 80s and they are afraid of mad cow's disease. No joke.
that's one of the questions on the plasma thing is, yeah, that's one of the questions. If they want to know if you were in there, Germany, and there's some other countries too during sometimes. Mad cow, that was a thing. I remember that.
That one and then the bird flu and
We just lost all them chickens. They had to kill like 1 million chickens. That's why eggs prices went up so high. And we're still having shortages. Costco doesn't nearly have as many as they used to, but the price came down. They're only $4 or $5.
night, Amby. Yeah, we've been on here for 2
Night. Thanks
hours.
for coming and moderating. Thank you.
Yeah. Amby and Kaylin from Kay's Crochet Haven and we were doing a live. We're going to get it started back up again. It's just my health stuff. And then Kaylin had to stop because of some things going on in her personal life. But we're going to
Well,
be
you get
getting it
stuck in a
started
chair,
again.
you won't have nothing else to do, right? You can
Yep.
sit
Well,
there and talk.
that's what I'm like. I'm like, we need to get it started again. But her and I just talked last night. I need to talk to Amby. We're talking about getting it started up again. So, but yeah, it's been 2 hours. So I want to thank you so, so much for coming on.
Thank you for chatting with me. It's better than sitting here by myself.
We'll have to do it again sometime, maybe in a couple months.
Yeah, when you get in your chair and you get bored, just send me a text and we'll I'll come on and talk with you.
Okay. And if you decide you want to join that support group, maybe you and I can put some life into it.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah.
I just, nobody else really wanted to, so I was like, okay, I'm done.
Well, I wanted to reach out to the other women that have had it, because Seta's had it and then the other ladies had it. I wanted to email them and see if maybe we could get together and do like a live or something and talk about it.
I would love to.
That would be fun.
Ever do that. I would love to. You can't pounce on mom's belly. That hurts. But yeah, that would be fun. So
because I didn't know you had it. I didn't know you had it. Maybe I'll put out a thing on my channel, but I'll have to reach out to them because they don't watch my channel. So
right.
I'll have to reach out and see if they'd be interested in doing that.
Well, evidently Crystal watches your channel.
Really?
Didn't you say that you had a big drop from Crystal?
Oh, the crystal bomb. No, she bought one of my mystery boxes.
Oh, okay.
She maybe she did back then. She bought one of my mystery boxes, and her followers, I got crystal bombed because she opened it on her channel. Okay. But I didn't get nearly as much attention as Thriss did. Oh my God.
Oh, I know. And that's why I figured, with all the attention she's got right now and stuff, I figured that's why she hasn't seen,
and her stuff is gorgeous. Her stuff is so beautiful. It's so worthy, so her stuff is worthy of all that attention.
And it is
some stuff. It's beautiful.
It is. I mean, dyeing yarn takes some I've dyed a couple hanks so far, but there's no way I would ever, I don't think, be able to learn how to dye yarn like they do. Although my husband has said, and he's very sweet about this, if I find at a point in time when I have money, we have none right now, but when I have some, and if I can find some acid dyes at a decent price, that he will help me. And he brought home the right masks. He works at a hospital. He brought home the right masks that we would need to put on when you mix it and stuff. And he's like, he'd help me because we'd have to take it outside because he doesn't want the cats breathing it in. And, I was like, you're just so sweet. I can't believe sometimes. There are other times where he doesn't want to help do anything, but when
there's somebody online right now doing sun dye. They put their yarn in a jar outside and they're dyeing it in the sun.
Yep. Chemnitz has done that. I watch, if you've never heard of her, if you ever want to learn about dying, because I know Thriss watched her too before she started dying. Her name is Rebecca, and Chem Knits, Chem, and then Knits,
Oh, I
Knits.
haven't. I don't have her on my. I don't have her channel. I'll have to look it up.
She's very, if you're interested, she teaches. She doesn't care. She will teach people
I
how.
have 15 hanks that are raw that I need to do something with, but I'm kind of
And
afraid.
she does experiments. She's like, have fun and hope, if it doesn't turn out the way that you thought it did, maybe it's going to turn out better than what you thought. Yeah, I love watching her. I haven't had time to, but I'm thinking once I get set up in the chair, I'm going to get caught up on a lot of people, because I'm not going to have time to, they don't let you get up and do a lot. So, because, if you do, then the sutures are going to come out. So,
Yeah, you have to give it a chance to heal.
you
You
can
don't.
get
You
up
don't
and
need
walk
an.
a little bit and stuff, but you can't do a whole lot of stuff.
Don't need an
So,
infection or something. Got to keep it.
right. So, anyway,
Okay.
thank you
We'll say
again.
goodbye
And
again.
thank you for staying with us, everybody. And
Yes. Give that thumbs up before you leave so people can find this video.
yes, please. I forgot about that. Somebody did say thumbs earlier. I think it was Shannon. Thank you so much. It was nice to meet all of the new people who came over from Lori's channel. So,
Okay, Shannon, I want to see it, and I got to go watch your video. It's on my watch later list. It's coming up though. I'll be watching it in a little bit. So
yeah, Shannon said Crystal really pushed Thriss though.
oh,
Yeah,
several times, several
that's what she
times.
said, multiple times, and she has not stopped. She just keeps. I was like, let me send you some stitch markers.
No, she doesn't use them though.
No, she does not.
You know what
But
cracks
she'll
me
buy
up?
them to give them away. But
She buys Rose's stitch markers. She'll
yes,
buy
she
stuff
doesn't
from
really
Rose.
look at anybody else's but Rose's.
Yeah,
So.
but she promotes a lot of stuff, but it just cracks me up. She doesn't use it, but
Right.
but that's what you do with this community. You promote other people. That's how it works.
I'm
So.
hoping when she does, because so many people offered, I was one of them who offered to give her stuff for her auction. So I'm hoping when she opens it up for people to send her things, to send her some, but it depends on where I'm at. My husband and I just, I know we said goodbye, but sorry. My husband and I made a pact with him. He's like, don't worry about the finances. I don't want you worrying and stressing about that. He said, I want you to do what you want to do. Don't do things because you think you have to. And, because I used to love making my stitch markers, and I've gotten to the
I
point where
keep
it's not so fun. He's like, take it back to where it's fun, and, don't worry about trying to make a web page and so I also took tech editing classes. So I tech edit patterns, and I've learned now how to do charts, so that, it's like putting a puzzle
oh
together. So I'm like, okay. And I have a designer who's like,
the crochet charts
yeah, she's
where
like,
it shows the little
get
picture.
it, she's like, once you get it down, because I'm still, I learned how to do it from somebody. I just have to actually practice it for a little bit, because putting all those little stitches in there is kind of hard. So once I get it down, she's
Oh
like, I
wow,
have different things I want charted. So just let me know.
nice.
So I'm hoping that we're talking about the same chart though, because I just got a pattern, with the chart that has, when you put baubles in it, that has the colors and you can see the pattern. And I'm like, no, this is the stitch chart. So it's going to be fun though. I love puzzles and things. So I'm like, that I think is going to be fun. Tech
Yeah.
editing is fun when I get to do all the math. So the actual making sure all the words are spelled correctly, I may not be as good at that part, but the math part, I'm excellent. So
I want to do a test. I wanted of a pattern. I watched the video and I tried to do it from the written test, and I couldn't do it from the written one. I had to go and watch the video. I shouldn't have to watch the video to do it from the written one. I should be able to understand it without having to go watch the video. And I couldn't. I didn't get it right doing it just from the written pattern. I didn't understand what they wanted me to do.
okay.
And I went and watched the video, and then I figured it out.
Right.
I shouldn't have to.
Right, but sometimes stitches are kind of weird. But one of the tips that I tell people, because I've been crocheting since I was like 8, you know,
Mm-hmm.
actually about 7 or so. Anyway, is that when you're looking at a pattern and you don't understand it, sometimes it's because you're reading it and you're reading it over and over and you're just seeing what your mind wants you, to see and not really what's there. So read it out loud to yourself and read it as the sentences because, most of them are put in sentences.
And you're hearing, you will hear it differently than what you're seeing
Right.
because
So
you're using different parts of your
if
brain.
you
Yeah.
read it out loud to yourself, and I've had
Yeah, that might
a
be good.
lot of people who are like, once they start doing it, like, oh, you know, and it's just a simple thing to do, but you don't think about it. And I will do it all the time. I'll sit here and I'll read the different parts out loud. It's like, okay,
Well, I visualize. I'm a visual person. If
right.
I
And
can,
that's why watching it on video is easier for you.
yeah,
It
yeah,
all depends on
that's
how
true.
you
When I'm
learn.
reading it, I have to visualize it to know
Right.
what it looks like. That's how I convert it.
And I
So
have an easier time visualizing it when I read it back to myself.
the
So that's why,
brain is a funny thing, right, Donna?
yes, yes, it is. So, real quick, Shannon said, I used to test knit for knit picks years ago. Cool.
Ooh.
I test for different designers, but I've never done it for like a big place like Knit Picks.
Well, I've seen some people just request testers. They're looking for testers,
Yeah.
just even Dina or Crystal, or not Big Crystal,
Crystal, the
Crystal
Yarny
Yarny
Chicken.
Chicken. They said, "Oh, I did a pattern. I want somebody to test it for
Right.
me." Or
Right.
some these people, and I thought, well, I don't know. I guess I could. It would be somebody that's not very good testing it to see if they could figure it out. That could
Right.
be the angle. I'm not that knowledgeable, so can I figure it out?
Right.
I don't know.
Also, if you follow the blogs, a lot of the designers who have the a little bit bigger designers who have the, blogs and who write out patterns all the time, they look for testers, and some of them have
That's
groups,
true.
which I belong to. I know at least one, maybe two groups on Facebook that are tester groups. So when they have patterns that are ready to test, they put it up there and ask for testers. I know Donna is part of them too. So another yarn says a lot of both crochet and knit designers request test knitters. If you are on Ravelry, yes, on Ravelry they have groups. I've also did a sample testing for a yarn dyer, and with them they either pay you to do it or like she did, she sends a gift certificate so you can buy her yarn.
Oh, that's nice. I mean, that's great. You buy yarn,
Right.
but
So
yeah.
anyway, we've said goodbye now twice. Good night, everybody. Have a
Good
great
night.
night, and we will see you again soon. I will have Lori on again, and we can
We'll
get lots
talk
of
about
stuff.
other stuff this time.
Yes. Have a
Other
great
things.
night, everybody.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Good night.